Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's been a while since I've done a video, but obviously some things have come up and I want to talk about creative photography tonight, purely because it's amazing what you can create when you are doing still life. I mean, there's lots of things you can do, but obviously sometimes, yes, some images that you may want to create cannot be achieved, but some things can be achieved in the right environment. Like, for example, water drops is a prime example of what people do create in different formats, in different forms, and you also need time, you need plenty of space. Whatever you are trying to achieve, you need the right lighting, the right, I suppose, environment, but you need also to be more creative in what you are trying to capture, and it can take time. You can probably take 1,000 takes on your camera until you can get that right image. Depends on what you are looking for in the image. Depends on what subject of the image that you are trying to create. I mean, there's lots of things you can create, but obviously, for example, when I was in lockdown a few years ago, I created some marvellous images of using wine glasses and maybe altering the lighting, which may give you a perfect or average image. It depends on what you're looking for, really. Depends on what your subject is. For example, I had some wine glasses that I wanted to create an image in my mini studio that I've got, and I tried different angles of lighting, different settings, different angles of taking the wine glasses, maybe moving them around, putting one in front of the other, try and see if I can get much detail from that image, see if I can get any reflecting light onto the glass for it to shine onto the other glass, and see if that image looks beautiful enough to keep or post on social media as an image. Obviously, I took thousands of takes of the actual object and I also did different angles, tried moving the lights around or using just one light, or maybe using all three lights that I have. But some images are different, and some images that you are trying to create may need a lot of lighting, depending on what you are trying to create and what outcome of the image you're looking for. Like on some images, majority of the work, post-production, I know some people are post-production, I know I do. I'm not very good at post-production yet, but I am learning on how to do things in post-production, but I can do a few things. But some photographers prefer to try and capture the image on the correct settings or whatever they're trying to achieve in the actual camera, rather than in post-production, where you see I like the same thing, but I like to experiment a bit. And you can with some certain images. Some images suit monochrome, some images suit colour. It always makes the image looks good in either in monochrome or in colour. And I also think that you need to take your time over still life photography as well, because to get the image that you require takes a lot of planning, takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of time. I mean, doing the still life shoot, whatever object you're trying to create, take about 2 to 4 hours, and that's purely before you started on the post-production side. And it depends on what you are trying to achieve, because half the time you may not have achieved what you were looking for in that image, so it continues to take longer, because until you are happy with you are looking for in that image, then you try different angles, you try different avenues until you are happy with the outcome. Then I think sometimes you try in your head to imagine the image that you are trying to achieve, but also you are trying to also replicate that image that you want to achieve in your camera, if you can. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can get near to what you want, but half the time, like, I have visions in my head sometimes, and sometimes they are durable and sometimes they're not. It's just one of those things, and then you pursue to try to get that image as best as you can, and by altering the settings in your camera, the lighting I suppose is the aspect of a photo that you need to be right. Obviously, settings in your camera need to be right as well. So it's best advised to try different settings on your camera, and then you can decide then which is the better image. And obviously some things you can alter in post-production and also in post-production. So anyway, but there is obviously trial and error with most things, as there is in life and farming. So it's just basically practice, and like I tend to watch loads of videos on YouTube from Andorra and loads of other professional photographers that have their YouTube channels, videos, and learn from them. The other thing that I like to do is go to galleries and get my inspiration from there. But most of the things that other people do looks good on canvas. Trying to replicate that or make your own interpretation can be very tricky. And some images that I've seen of still life look beautiful on canvas, but you try to replicate that same image is very hard, and it's also time consuming as well. And for example, I go to a professional photographer's gallery and there's quite a lot of still life on canvas, and things like a chopped up onion or a sliced tomato with the reflecting of the tomato on the foreground. And these images all look nice that you see in the gallery, but for you to replicate that is really hard. And I don't know if you'd be able to replicate that type of image, really. I know I do like to try. Sometimes I think, have I got that image correctly, or have I achieved it best I can? And sometimes I think, yeah, sometimes you can achieve it, but sometimes you have an odd day where you try something and it doesn't work, or it does work. But all you can do is try and to see what the image looks like. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and I'll see you in the next video. And follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Hopefully soon on Tumblr. Bye for now.